Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Rhode Island Summer of Soccer podcast as we continue our celebration of culture, community, and competition. Today's episode is all about passion for the game of soccer. The kind of passion that fills bars at 9 a.m., turns strangers into family, and brings people together around one crest, one flag, and one love for the game. I'm your host, Joe Kayata, a lifelong Rhode Islander and someone who's been lucky enough to cover some of the world's biggest sporting events as a sportscaster. I even covered today's guest at one of his World Cup events back in the day. Today, we're highlighting something incredibly important as we head toward the summer of soccer. It's the fans, specifically the energetic supporters who live and breathe U.S. soccer right here in the Ocean State. Our guest today is Kyle Lindsay, president of the Providence chapter of the American Outlaws, the premier supporters group of the U.S. national soccer teams. With more than 30,000 members across 200-plus chapters worldwide. Under Kyle's leadership, the Providence chapter has grown into a true hub for soccer culture, community, and match day energy right here in the Ocean State. Kyle, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me.
It's so good to have you on. Like I said earlier, we go way back, growing up together in Cumberland, playing soccer together. Your father was my coach growing up. I've interviewed you a number of times at your events. 2014, go on and on of all the events that you guys have done. Can you tell us about the American Outlaws? How did the Providence chapter come about, and what do you guys do?
Yeah, so the American Outlaws is a group of diehard fans dedicated to supporting not only the men's, but the women's and the youth national teams. And wherever and whenever they play a game, we're going to be there in the stands to support them. And then 2, locally, having watch parties to be able to watch the games and grow the community, to doing different charity and community events as well.
Popularity of U.S. soccer in Rhode Island, if you look at the stats, when you look at the TV ratings, right, Rhode Island is always top 5, right? Always top 5. Can you talk about the passion Rhode Island has for soccer in general, and then you add on U.S. national team?
I think just growing up and being out there, whether it's at Wide World of Indoor Sports or WIFO when I'm out there playing, or just out at the youth soccer fields and the tournaments in the community. You walk around there, so many people are playing soccer, and then when they're there, they're representing their club or their country, they're wearing their jersey. And I think that when there are those big events on TV, that the sports fan in New England and in Rhode Island is watching those games, and there's that passion is there for the game of soccer.
Have you seen soccer grow? And how much really in recent years? Obviously, there's the Ronaldo effect. There's the Messi effect. There's always the World Cup effect. But it seems like it's getting real traction in the United States over the last 5-10 years.
So I think even just going back even 20, 30 years to be part of it with AO starting up to be how do you even watch a USA game? They're on pay-per-view, they're on weird channels or times, to how do you get access to just news, to now be all right, Major League Soccer, USL, to just think of today, how many different soccer games do we have just access to just on the phone, on the internet, that you can consistently all day watch soccer around the world. And it's not just, here's the NFL on whatever Sunday. Every day, 24 hours, you can get access to watch live soccer. And I feel like that, within the sport of the U.S., as soccer continues to grow year after year, and I'm sure becomes the number 3 or number 4 sport in the U.S., that fandom and the access to soccer is just going to get better and better. And even locally to be hey, whether there's games at Gillette or at Centerville, to be or now the Legacy are coming in, there's so much more access to now being in soccer in this region that we can even see in person.
Give us a behind the scenes look at what a party looks like when you guys get together. I mentioned I covered them, and it's incredible. It was Spats back in the day, I think, Thayer Street. And you walk in as a tiny bar and people are blowing the horns, going crazy. Can you talk about what your get-togethers look like?
Yep. So part of us with our chapters, we do want to host a watch party for every game is our goal, and not just specifically just the World Cup or the biggest games. So we want to feel comfortable that if you're a fan of the team, that we're going to have the game on and that people are going to be together. And I think for every watch party, it's going to be that blend to be hey, is it a Tuesday night at 10? Is it a Saturday night at 7? And the vibes, it's part of taking what that experience is going to be inside the stadium. so that when you're in the supporter section, you're standing, you're cheering, like you're part of that game. That we want to just have a small little piece of it to be like, yeah, anybody can watch their game on their phone at home, and you kind of have your own comforts, but like how much more cool and more fun is it when you are around people and having that excitement of like you're standing shoulder to shoulder to someone, or like, yeah, you're at the party and you got your camera, but it's like the second something happens, like you can just feel the energy and the vibes of a goal or a play, and to be a part of it and to be with other fans, and whether they're your best friends or just somebody you just met that day, you all get to share that experience and that enjoyment and that passion. And to be at one of our watch parties and just kind of have that little bit, but still kind of have the in-game feel and excitement and chanting and cheering, to just being at a place with other people that like soccer, that are cheering on the game with you.
I feel like just in life in general, everybody wants to feel a part of something. Soccer is probably the great equalizer to bring everyone together. How do your events work? Like, is it a members only thing? Like, I've seen just random people show up. Like, how does it work? And you guys obviously welcome everybody to come to your events and be a part of the excitement.
Yep. So the American Outlaws, yes, we want to be inclusive and welcoming to everyone. Mm-hmm. We want to have an experience, an environment that is safe, friendly, fun. Yes, we are members and we're a part of a larger group, and that gets different access and benefits to, oh, hey, here's access to U.S. soccer games and I want a ticket. I can get access to tickets or discounts to travel, to different perks like that for being a member of our group. And then, but anyone is welcome. If you're just a fan of the team, whether you are diehard like me that have been going to games for years versus just someone that's new and getting into it or want to come with the family to experience it, we're welcoming to everybody to just experience the love of the game of soccer and our support for, the men's and women's national teams.
And this seems like a grassroots effort. How important is it for these clubs and these supporter groups to come together and to get people, not just that it's up the street, up in Foxborough, but to get everyone involved and to get a community aspect, right?
And I think no matter what country or who you support, like you're going to have your passion for where you're from. So, obviously a lot of us here, like, we're all living in the U.S. We're all Americans. I'm rocking my red, white, and blue right now. And for a couple times a year, to be like, yep, it feels like the 4th of July all over again, and we're all cheering on the U.S. What I love about it is, and kind of on that grassroots side, to be like, okay, we started off with a couple of us that were just friends. We like soccer. Where can we go to watch the games? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's a couple people that went to PC that are from New Jersey or wherever, and they support whatever clubs around the world or around the U.S. And it's like, oh, we all like the U.S. Oh, why don't we get together, have fun, and just kind of having that collaboration and meeting new people and experiencing ways of life that, like, the game of soccer and being fans of the U.S., I would have probably never been introduced to. Like, we've had members that have like met at a watch party that are now married.
That's awesome.
Or people that are roommates are now playing soccer together and are best friends that travel around the world.
Yeah.
Part of it is we do want to watch parties at our games, but when there's a game in Hartford or a big game around the U.S., to be like, let's get a bunch of us to go. We're all friends.
Yeah.
And let's have a cool trip together. And be able to share that experience and take our game, that level to the next notch.
How big is your group, and when did you guys start? And it was one of those things where like, hey, let's just get together.
So the AO group had started up a few years beforehand, but a few of us had talked in 2009 for a World Cup qualifier. It's USA Mexico. It's in Ohio. Like, that's like the game, and of course, like that only is going to happen once or twice every 4 years. So it's like, all right, how do we get tickets to this game? Let's go. So we ended up getting tickets in the fan section behind the goal. We get out to Ohio. We drove, whatever, younger kids, whatever.
Made that ride
just
before,
like, let's go. Here we go. Yep. Whatever. Through the night, let's get to this game and go. And we're just meeting new people from around the country. And it's like, oh, you guys should meet these guys from Lincoln, Nebraska. They're starting this thing up. Like, and we're just like, okay, like, who are these people? And just hearing different stuff from around. And it's like, wow, these guys are like taking it to the next level. Let's be a part of it. Learn more about it. And then, like, coming from that game from Ohio, it's like, let's bring that here to the U.S. How can we help grow it? So that's where we started the Providence chapter. So that was 2009. And again, that's what I was talking about. Okay, the couple of guys from PC or locally that we know, to be like, all right, where can we go in Providence to watch a game? Who knows somebody that works at a bar?
Yeah.
Who's going to be open to, like, also working with us? Because, like, the game's at Saturday at 7:00. Like, we can't just go to some popular place. Like, we want all the TVs, we want the sound, and be like, there's 10 guys that want to watch a game that nobody knows about. And to now grow to today where it's just like, we're at Breast Monkey. And when there's a big game and it's like, if you don't get there an hour before the game starts, like, you're not getting in the door. Yeah. Like, people know that that's the spot to be in Providence. And when there's a big game at an odd time and it's like, the diehards come out, the people that are closer to the city that can make it out to the game and want to be a part of it, it's cool. And then those big games, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to bring 4 or 5 of my friends because they can just sense my passion for the game.
Mhm.
And I feel like all of our members are like, all right, you got to come be a part of this and check it out. Like, you like soccer, come join me, come have a drink. Let's hang out and watch the game, but we're going to be with, 200 other fans.
The economic impact, obviously, that's a major thing for Ocean State 2026, trying to get as many people here. And when the game is up the road in Foxborough, what does that mean? And like, obviously, when you guys put these events on, there's a lot of people, a lot of money goes back to the economy, to the local businesses. Can you touch on the economic impact of what you guys are doing?
I think personally, there's probably 2 ways to look at it and be like, yes, for us at AO and for Brass Monkey to be like, we know that, like, hey, traditionally, if you're a fan, like, we're probably one of the few spots in towns that are going to have all the games on that and it's going to be an awesome atmosphere versus trying to find a new spot. And yes, we're going to have whatever the time those games are on a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, or if there's a big game versus Argentina or versus whoever at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, it's just going to be people that want to watch the game and be together and, yes, get lunch and do those things. But I think for the state of Rhode Island and locally having those games, and thankfully, as part of my life experience, I was able to go to the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. So it's like, okay, we had a bunch of us. We just stayed in one city in Natal for like 2 weeks. So it's like, all right, every single day, like, yeah, we got our hotel, but we're doing different excursions and experiences. We're getting meals, we're getting drinks, we're going to different places.
Yeah.
And just all that stuff. Like, yeah, I would never have been in that city unless I was here for the World Cup. And I think it's just a great opportunity for the city and for the state to be able to showcase ourselves and how awesome we are. But that all these new fans and new people that are coming in to experience it, that just want to take a part of being in the game. And even as well as that, like, how welcome it can be. Like, yeah, for those 2 weeks, I don't think I took off red, white, and blue. And it was just like, no, we're all here for this tournament and this experience. And you'd see somebody walking down the street and it's like, oh, Japan's playing Greece today. And you just see all these Japanese and Greece jerseys. Like, we don't speak the same language, but we're all here for soccer and for the tournament. And we're just here to have fun and experience in the game. And I feel like for that month this summer, it can be like that and just have all those, whether it is at Brass for some games or wherever else in Rhode Island that people are visiting and doing different things that, like, yeah, those games are going to be on all day and people are going to be coming here and just here to celebrate as part of it. And I think they can all get a small taste of what Rhode Island is and really enjoy it.
When your chapter found out that Boston Stadium, as we call it, Gillette Stadium here, up in Foxborough, is going to be hosting the games. What was that like for your group, for the chapter, to hear that games are going to be right up the road? People are going to be flying into Rhode Island, staying in Rhode Island, passing through Rhode Island. Obviously, your watch parties might get a little more different countries coming in, might get a little more exciting in there.
I think the general fandom for just being a U.S. soccer fan and just hosting the World Cup is just like, okay, it's here.
Yeah.
Like, we all get to experience and being a part of it, whether we are at a game or not. And having that element of being a host, one of the host countries, can take that in. Now, to be like, is my mind thinking, and I don't want to root for this, to be like, yeah, if USA finishes in third and the coin flips away, like, they could potentially play at Boston, then yeah, for me to, like, that obscure 0.5% chance is there. And I don't want that to happen. I want them to win the group and make it easy.
Yeah.
And they can continue to play on the West Coast. So I think, like, that side for our chapter might not necessarily be that effect, but certainly to be like, we are all fans of soccer and putting in the lotteries to be like, okay, I just want to get to a game. Can I get to Scotland, Haiti? Can I get to France, Norway? Like, when the draw came, like, yes, having Boston getting selected and having the stadium there to have games, I think is awesome. And just knowing that it's in our backyard and I don't have to try to go to New York or Miami or wherever to try to get a game to get tickets, and just know that I can drive up is an awesome experience to have. And now it's just kind of that soccer fandom of like, when's the FIFA lotteries? How do I apply to get tickets? Like, how do we figure this all out to get access to stuff? And thankfully, one of my friends from Boston, so it's 2 from Boston, 1 from Baltimore, but we're actually going to go to Seattle.
Wow.
He got 4 tickets for the
Opposite of the
USA Australia
country.
game.
All right.
So I won't be at Brass Monkey for that game.
Okay.
But just part of that, and just like, okay, who's going to what games, and talking different things. And that's also as well for the American Outlaws with all those different chapters. It's like, whether fans from wherever, like, oh, I'm on vacation, I'm coming up from New York, I'm going to be at the beaches, where can I watch the games? And it's like, they'll hit us up and like, hey, what's your bar? We want to come.
Yeah.
We'll drive up from the beach house for the night to watch the game.
Yeah.
So it'll be that experiences versus like, yeah, when you're going to games, there's all these different people that all watch soccer and we're all part of the American Outlaws. So I got friends from Milwaukee and from Tampa and LA and Houston, like all around the country that I've never met, but me going to different games and experiencing these things, it just kind of creates a unique kind of family experience that I appreciate as part of being an American Outlaw.
That's a great point about like how you have the 200 chapters and from all over really the world. And you guys are basically the face of Rhode Island soccer. So, you know, you guys are kind of like out there being like, hey guys, come to Rhode Island. Like you come to the bars, come to the restaurants. Like you guys feel like, you know, you're kind of helping promote the state and getting people here and getting the excitement for USA soccer.
When there's a game locally, that experience takes to the next level. So like when there's a game in Foxborough, us and the Boston chapter will work together to be like, okay, can we get transportation? How are we encouraging, you know, our members to come to Providence or Boston? We'll host like a night before party, get together, transportation to the game. We'll organize a big tailgate. How do we coordinate the in-game, the drums, the banners, you know, the tifo that goes up? Like when there's a game at Gillette the US is playing, then that's now on us. Like we're the hosts. Like that's our responsibility. Let's work together and share it so that when our AO members are traveling here for the game, then they have an awesome experience and get to take part. Versus like, yeah, when there's Hartford, it's like, okay, Hartford's taking over, but like, oh, can we get a bus that comes from Providence? Let's get everyone together. Let's travel in, make it a cool group experience that we can share and have perks like that and then be able to cheer the game on.
When people come next summer, what would you say? What would your pitch be to be like, hey, come through Rhode Island, stay in Rhode Island, visit Rhode Island. Like Rhode Island is soccer here in New England. What would your pitch be to be people from around the world?
I think it's just an awesome spot. Like I love Rhode Island growing up here. I feel like in the summer, just the city of Providence for what it is and the different experience that is. And like, yes, it's going to seem like it's Boston and that's going to get the headwind for it. But the convenience factor, the restaurants, the vibes, all the cool things that you can do to the beach and everything else, or taking the ferry down the Newport, that like when fans come here, you're going to have an awesome time. And it is right next to Foxborough.
As a fan of soccer, like that's incredible. We talked to Jeff Cameron saying growing up, like seeing local teams and being a part of it and going to the stadium in '94 and watching World Cup, that changed his life. So what is that moment like for the fans here in Rhode Island to have a World Cup team?
I think it'll be interesting to see, to be like just a little glimpse in things. Like you can always kind of see like, oh, the Patriots, you know, the plane and the bus and the escorts, and being like, okay, like there's going to be that heightened security and different things to be like, are the players just walking around and going out to eat and they're just going to be wearing their gear and blending in? But I'm sure they'll have some stuff on lockdown. Like I can't just walk up and watch the team train as they prep.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have some open practices or different things, but I feel like those sort of behind the scenes things with the players going out and experiencing some of that stuff, it's just part of what that World Cup is and experiencing the culture and supporting your club. And like I said, like when I was in Brazil, just rocking USA gear all the time, walking around, be like, let's go. So that happened to be one of the cities that the US played in. Yeah. So that's why we're there. So I could see like, yeah, just they could just take over Providence for 2 weeks because.
So that's my other thing is like, is Rhode Island ready to see all of these people? Like they're going to be coming in. As you said, when you were there, you guys are out in the community. They're going to be here out in the community. They're going to be for 2 weeks to a month.
I joke around at some of it because I'm sure it's going to be kind of like a shock and awe. Yeah. And I think like, yeah, when there's events at whatever stadium, you're always like, okay, it's Saturday night at 7:00, or it seems like a normal big event time. And it's going to be, oh, hey, it's Tuesday at 12:00. And you're like, what is going on? Like that part to the normal person is going to be like, what? But like for that month, that throughout every single day, all day and night, there's going to be games on. And that people are just going to be walking around in whatever country gear is and representing them. And even locals. Like, I'm probably going to be wearing more red, white, and blue. Or someone's going to be wearing yellow and green. And they're just going to represent their country because their team's playing that day. That I feel like just that normal, whatever, even just U.S. culture of just like, okay, what's going on here? That the World Cup, once it gets here, it's just going to take over. And hopefully people, you know, like we're talking about today, to be like, hey, we're preparing, it's coming.
Yes.
How can we, like the excitement's there. You like soccer, you know it's here, but are we really ready for it and to take advantage of it? And I think for the most part, it's just going to be a cool, amazing experience to be here no matter what is going on. And people are going to be cheering and everyone's just going to be able to get into the games.
That's awesome. All right, Kyle, it's that time of the show where we wrap things up with a one-touch lightning round where we want to get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, set the clock, folks. All right, number one, favorite World Cup moment?
I think as a USA fan, I think it probably been back in everyone's mind, but Landon Donovan's goal in Algeria, the extra time winner to advance out of the group stage. Like it's life and death at that moment, and just scored that ultimate highlight.
Yeah, he's one of the great U.S. guys. First U.S. men's national team moment that really hooked you, maybe as a kid?
Yeah. First one would probably be the World Cup qualifier at the old Foxborough Stadium, USA Jamaica, October of 2001.
Jeez.
So just think about like what's going on at that time.
Yes.
And it was a do or die match as well to be like USA has to win and have some things go our way. They scored again, end of the game to win 2-1, and that match sent the U.S. to the World Cup. So I got to go with my family and friends, and that was celebrating that and knowing that they're going. Me being whatever 10 years old was the moment that hooked me.
Great moment, and this is another example that kids who go to practices, go to games, meet players, they can have a moment like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's incredible. Favorite place in Rhode Island to watch a big match?
Brass Monkey's always my spot. So past couple years, awesome place, awesome vibes, great owners, great staff, great food. We love it. And if I'm going to watch any sporting event, I'm going to Brass Monkey.
All right, this could be a controversial question. Messi or Ronaldo?
Can I be neutral on it?
No, you have to pick one or the other.
Oddly enough,
This is a tough one.
I know. I'm neutral because I just want to watch good soccer. And
Okay.
If they're playing, I feel like, and thankfully in my life, I've been able to see both play in person.
Okay.
And they're magic when they touch the ball. You just want something to happen.
Who's better? You have to pick one. One guy's on your team. Who is it?
Then I'll go Messi.
Good answer. I think the right answer. If an international visitor joins the Outlaws watch party next summer, what's one thing that you hope they will feel?
I hope they feel welcomed. Obviously, if we're playing against them, if they're an Australian fan shows up, like, yes, we want them to join us and appreciate and watch the game. We all like soccer. We're all here to cheer it on. But certainly anybody is welcome to join us for those games, and I hope they feel welcomed at our place.
That's a great message. One word you hope fans associate with Rhode Island soccer culture after they leave here?
Passion. I feel like, and I always talk about wearing your passion. I'm out here in a scarf and a jersey, but just showcasing your love for the game and for your country.
Great stuff. All right, Kyle, thank you so much for joining us today and for everything you do to build a community, passion, and pride around the beautiful game right here in Rhode Island.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. All right, as we heard today, soccer in the Ocean State isn't just about what happens on the pitch. It's about the people, the culture, and the energy that brings it all to life. For more information, visit risummerofsoccer.com and follow Rhode Island Summer of Soccer on social media for updates, events, and ways to get involved. I'm Joe Kayata, and this has been the Rhode Island Summer of Soccer podcast as we prepare for a summer to remember.